privatising ACC during the 1990s for a period of almost 3 years was a disaster for injured New Zealanders. It was also a disaster for the clinics around New Zealand that provide the service, the backbone of ACC rehabilitation in New Zealand. When ACC was privatised, there was a proliferation in service contracts that had to be administered by small agencies like myself. Instead of dealing with just ACC, we ended up having to deal with several private insurers. There was no increase in income for us, there was no increase in the number of patients. In fact, there was a small decrease. However, our administrative burden absolutely soared. Instead of writing just one report or attending one meeting with one case manager, we ended up having to write 5 or 6 different forms of reports. We had to attend 5 or 6 different meetings, and every program for each different agency was different. So we had 5-week rehabilitation programs, 3-week rehabilitation programs, and of course the content within those rehabilitation programs varied enormously. This was a nightmare. It was a disaster, and we had no extra income. In fact, with the increase in the number of agencies dipping their fingers into the ACC honeypot, there was less to go around. And of course you can well imagine who got the least. That is the people doing the real work, the rehabilitation clinics, and also ultimately the patient, the injured person struggling to get back to work, was being short-changed by receiving rehabilitation programs which were cut down to the absolute bare bones. In addition, there was no confidence in the market, because how can a person such as myself invest in the future of my business when there is no certainty, when all we see is cost plus, and the promise that at some stage there was going to be another government, as there was, which then threw out the privatised scheme and went back to the one ACC scheme. And of course, when you get all of this toing and froing and ups and downs and uncertainty about cash flow, you don't get investment. You don't get investment in staff, you don't get investment in plant, and you certainly don't get investment in services. In the end, it's the injured public of New Zealand who get shortchanged. In fact, we all get shortchanged, because in the end, with poor rehabilitation, poor injury prevention, costs are going to blow out on the ACC scheme, as they certainly are right now. What we need is good sense, and we need certainty. We don't need to have change for the sake of change, for the sake of political point scoring. Thank you very much.